capital Dhaka. Masood Sayede, first of all, what's your response to the death penalty verdict handed down by the tribunal today?
Let me correct the number first. You say that 30 people have been killed. It has raised to 60 already. Countrywide, these people from community people has raised their voice against this verdict, and the 60 people already died so far. And we believe, that the verdict is totally politically motivated, and as the last speaker said, that this verdict, and they are trying to actually disrupt the Islamic politics and movement from Bangladesh.
So what are the legal options open to you and the Jamaat-e-Islami party now? I mean, will you appeal the verdict?
Well, we certainly definitely go to appellate division with appeal, and we believe that we'll get justice in that court.
I mean, from the beginning, though, these tribunals have faced criticism both from within Bangladesh and the international community, from organizations like Human Rights Watch. Is there a feeling there that your father might not have received a fair trial?
Yeah, there was confusion, and there was opinion from, as you said, international community, International Bar Association, Human Rights Watch, and also U.S. Congress, that the trial is not fair, and the process is not fair as well. So we were afraid of this verdict, and this has come out. So yeah.
Well, let's just talk briefly about your father's involvement during the War of Independence back in 1971. I mean, the fact remains that during that war, millions of people died, many were tortured and abused by local Islamist militias like the Al-Badr group. So what was your father's involvement with that group then?
Well, if you see the verdict, you can see that my father wasn't just ordinary man, as the judge speaks up at the beginning of the verdict, that Mr. Sayede was not involved in any politics, rather he was a very ordinary people. And that's my question, that how an ordinary people who was not familiar that much at that time could be, it's possible for him to make such a large number of crimes and atrocities.
But the Bangladeshi...
The judge said at the beginning of the verdict.
Yeah, but the Bangladeshi government does say that the trials are fair, and there does seem to be widespread public support in the country for the trials. But do you think the people who committed those crimes should be brought to trial, no matter that they happened over 40 years ago?
There is no doubt that every criminal should come to trial for justice. But the question is, the government, what the government has said, they could not prove it in the court, because if you look after these two issues where the verdict has come out. Number one, Ibrahim Kuti, whose wife actually filed a case in 1972 for the murder of his husband, and then Mr. Saeed's name was not there. And then 4 or 5 people already convicted in that case. So today, I mean, very interestingly, the Ibrahim Kuti's case come again. And if you see the Hisham Ali's case, Shukab Ali, I mean, who is already abducted, who was abducted from the court, as you know, as we've seen in Al Jazeera as well, that he said that Mr. Sayede was not involved in his...
Okay. Let me just... All right, let me just jump in here with a final thought from you. I mean, Jamaat has called for widespread strike action. I mean, thousands of people have already been on the streets. We're seeing pictures here on our screens, Al Jazeera, the violence which led up to the ruling today. Do you not think, though, that by calling for strike action, calling for protests and calling for instability, you're actually further dividing the country along political lines?
Well, it's not us, it's the government who has divided the country. Because it is not only Jamaat-e-Islami. Mr. Delal Hussain Sayede, Allama Delal Hussain Sayede is one of the popular Islamist preachers for the last 15 years, in the 50 years in this country. The most people do go to his mahfil and listen to what he's saying. Because, and he's one of the popular figures, as the verdict says, if you see the verdict. So the most people come out from their home and show their protest against the verdict. So it's not that we divide the country, rather the government and the unfair trial who has given this verdict has made this country divided.
Okay, Masood Sayede, thank you for talking to Al Jazeera.